Hi, can you hear me? Hi. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I literally this morning, you're not gonna believe this. I'm actually moving today. Um, and good morning, everybody. Hi. And so it's like it's a crazy day, but um, anyways, I didn't hear back from Benji, and he assumed that I assumed it was happening, and I didn't hear back from him. And so I assumed, oh, maybe that wasn't a good day for the fans. So I just planned on like moving this morning and everything. Anyways, I'm literally driving on the high. Oh, someone can't hear anything? Can you guys hear me? Or am I just telling stories to Luna? Um, okay. All right. So, anyways, I'm literally driving on the highway to like, with my car full of stuff. There's a mover in front of me. And I see Benji being like, hey, like, so it's all set. I'm going to be like 20 minutes late. And I literally texted the moving company. I'm like, hey, are you guys good to just move this stuff in? And so I turned around and anyway, so I'm like a mess right now, but I turned around and came back to where I could have a hopefully quiet stream. Anyways, so I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for hanging with me today. And yeah, thank you so much for wishing me luck with the move. I don't have too much stuff right now where I'm at, so hopefully it's not going to be too stressful, but it was just ironic that I was literally like on the highway being like do do do, and then it's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be on a stream in like 15 minutes." And so I like whipped around. Um Anyways, okay, guys. So I just first of all want to say several thank yous. Like the response to Inner Gold has just been so cool. It's been so fun to see you guys, your comments on either my videos or like other people's videos, like the comments that people made on the video of Hunter Hayes talking about how he found his inner gold, or the comments on the music video. Just you guys are so insightful, and it's so exciting to create content for people that are excited to dive into it, like seeing that you guys are like, oh, this is what it means to me, and you share with me your thoughts, and I feel like it teaches me things, it teaches each other things. So anyways, it makes it so rewarding. I keep seeing people say they cannot hear, so I really hope that anyways, but I hope we're good. I'm gonna trust that we're good, because most of you say that I'm okay. I'm sorry for those that can't hear. But I guess that doesn't make sense to apologize because they can't hear me. Okay. So second thing I just want to say thank you about, and I know I've already messaged and said thank you about this, but you guys, you did so much cool stuff for Eye of the Untold Her. I was like absolutely shocked at how much you guys brought to the table in terms of creativity and the content. And so anyways, I just like literally was blown away. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, my manager's texting me something. Press. I told her, I was like, I'm busy right now. Okay. So yes, Zane of the Untold Story. Also, I enjoyed all the reaction videos. I've seen some reaction videos, obviously, from Eye of the Untold Her that were just like so heartwarming and just like literally like brought me to tears. And then seeing some of your guys' reactions from Inner Gold has been really cool as well. So I just appreciate your support so much. And then because of that, I just wanted to see if you guys would be interested in doing another. Like, I don't expect you to go as hard as you did on Eye of the Untold Her, because you guys worked so hard, and I wouldn't want to like push you guys any harder than you want to go. So I just wanted to see if you were interested in doing a brainstorm to think of some fun ideas for Inner Gold, because of course um, it helps so much as an artist to have other people creating content with you, and you guys are like my team. So that's why I thought this could be fun. Some of I think the easiest ideas, or that if you just kind of are looking for some that are just a little bit more like fun, let me save this draft I was working on. But I think some of the, like on TikTok, filters are always just really fun and easy. And by filters, I mean the ones that are like, the one that turned my skin gold or the one that turned my eyes gold. Like, that was the one where I just had my eyes closed. And then when the chorus hit, I opened my eyes and they're gold. And it's just kind of fun to do a filter that like does something interesting to your face. So that was a fun one that's pretty chill. Also, I saw some of you did this filter, and these are all on my page. If you go to my TikTok, you'll see these little devils. But this one where you're trying the gold versus silver filter on is kind of fun. Oh, so quiet. So yeah, you're seeing if you have inner gold or inner silver, which is kind of fun. So, and also those are just like cool, or any of the color wheel ones where people are trying to find out what their color is. That could be a cool one. So filters are always just a good, it's quick, it's simple, and it's kind of fun. There's a couple other filters I found that were cool too that I might post. So anytime you see me post a filter, please feel free to jump on board and make sure you just tag the inner gold sound. Other ideas that I saw some of you kind of resonate with. Actually, the biggest one that I saw people really connect with was the one where I talked about how, how important it was for me to learn to look past limiting beliefs and not rely on outside sources or external things to make me feel good about myself, basically. And by doing so, it helped me really find my own inner gold that was deeper. And so I talked about aging and how like beauty sometimes is something that gives us worth and it makes me feel special, but it's like, as that, you realize that won't last forever. And maybe people even started to call me old or whatever. And, it just made me really realize that, gosh, I got to look deeper. I can't rely on this forever to make me happy. And I think I'm going to post another one that's just about social media, how the numbers and the, looking at the view counts and all of that stuff can sometimes make you think that that's where your worth lies. But then when the algorithm isn't in your favor, suddenly it's like, oh, like what is important? Like you really have to rely that like, that's not where your worth lies, isn't in these numbers and isn't in likes as wonderful as they are. Like, it's in something deeper. I loved what Hunter Hayes shared. I asked him, like, how have you been able to look past like limiting beliefs and find your inner gold? And if you look on my Instagram, he shared a really powerful story about how, he was working with people that didn't understand his art, and they never, anything that felt good to him, like the label would tell him like, no, that's not good. And so he started to feel like this terrible feeling, which would be heartbreaking as an artist, that anything he resonated with probably was bad. And it's like, it was like this conditioned, trained response that he had to like train himself out of. So anyways, I don't know. I just thought, since so many people resonated with that one, I was kind of surprised that was a video that people really gravitated to, because it was just me like sitting there talking. But yeah, I thought you guys might be interested to jump on that as well. And, and I'm aware that not everybody wants to talk in front of the camera. That's a vulnerable thing, and that's fine. This is why I'm just throwing out ideas. And you guys can let me know, like, which ones you want to talk more about, which ones you want to brainstorm more about. Like, yeah, I'm loving seeing these comments. Yes, Hunter was what I needed to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Lindsay. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I saw people saying that Hunter's story like made them cry, like Lenka is saying that, and yeah, and Stephanie is agreeing that it's really important to stay grounded on social media, because you're going to put yourself into that microscope of the world, whether it's big or small. You have to be ready for people to share what they're going to freely share, and you have to realize that your worth doesn't rely on it. So, can we use text on screen? Oh, that's a great idea, Lenka. Because yeah, I'm like, I know that not everybody's going to feel comfortable like sitting there and talking in front of a camera, but if you just put like the song and then put some text on a screen, and you could put just a plain backdrop if you want. You could find a photo. It doesn't even have to be a photo of yourself. It could be a photo of like gold, like beautiful sparkly gold. Or if you're talking about like social media, it could be a picture of a computer screen, or if you're talking about looks. It could be a blurry picture of someone's face in a mirror. Like, I don't know, you can get creative with an image if you want to put an image there. But I think there is something fun about, like, someone, Ganger just said gold, or Rafi, a photo of Luna. But I just think it would be really a cool thing if, we made this kind of a campaign about speaking truth, and about accepting ourselves where we're at, and about loving the truest parts of ourselves rather than the parts that sometimes, you know, you know, the things that we've learned give us our worth, which honestly is usually never the truth. It's interesting when you peel back the layers and you realize, like, actually just me being me is what gives me worth. Me, like, my kindness is what makes me feel connected to people, not my beauty, not my money, not all these other things. So I think it would be really cool. Okay, this is really empowering, thinking about limiting beliefs and challenging them head on. That's a really good way to say it. Thank you so much. I have the inner rainbow. This was really empowering, thinking of limiting beliefs and challenging them head on. That's why I chose to study mental health full time. Oh my gosh, amazing. To experience that discomfort and come out of it a happier person. Honestly, like, writing something like that and putting it on an image or a video, like, that's great. I think, just whatever these conversations or these posts are making you feel, like, put it in text or say it. I think that would be a really cool thing to start to, like, use our community to spread light, to spread goodness, to spread gold. And let's see. I'm going to keep reading these. There's so many things that limit us: looks, age, self-worth, jobs, dreams. Absolutely. Yeah. Jobs and, success, or like fame, is such a illusion. I've had to learn. I can't rely on, you know, this idea that my worth comes from people knowing who I am. And, that's really not what it comes from. Like, that's not why you guys enjoy my art. That's not why you enjoy connecting it with me. It's not because the world knows me. It's because you've resonated with the art I create on a personal level. And, so all these things are just, they're very dangerous. They're wonderful. But, okay. I remember the Brave Enough video submissions and yes, that was so cool. And the YouTube video of the videos. I remember submitting one. I had some free time on base, and I was so nervous, but glad I did. Oh, that's really cool. Thank you for submitting. That video was really special, and I know that it impacted a lot of people. People who know you. Yeah, people want to know who you are, because they resonate with your music. You're only limited by yourself. Yes, so true. I think that whatever these conversations, whatever these videos are making you feel about, this idea of looking past the limiting beliefs that you have and going a little bit deeper, or like looking at the things that maybe you've put too much value in life. And, like, I love how it was said, but I think King, he said, and then facing it head on, not being afraid of it, not hiding underneath it anymore, realizing that, like, that there's a truer part of yourself that is more sustainable. Oh, Knight, sorry, not King. I was bullied in school and even after school. So that's hard. That's had a huge impact on my self-confidence, amongst other things. But this album is really great. It's going to help me find inner gold that I need. Oh my gosh, thank you, Rafi. That's also a really cool thing to say, that, rather than focusing on maybe like what I did so far was saying, like, talking about a source of confidence that wasn't real, and then realizing where a true source of confidence was. But I think that's a really powerful angle that so many people relate to, where you say, this is something that hurt me and, like, made me not realize that I had worth. And now I'm realizing that I do. That, I think that's really powerful. I've always struggled with my weight, and I've tried to lose it, but it's so hard. Not just because the way I look, but for the health piece. Yeah. I mean, weight is also there's such a huge problem in our culture around weight. And I even think I might do one talking about that, because it's something that has greatly affected my life and my mental health, because our world is very sick when it comes to weight and the perception of it, and that we're supposed to be a certain thing. And it's one thing if it's making you feel a certain way. It's another thing if you're like, wait, is it just because, and having to figure that out. Is it because other people say I should look different, or is it because I want to feel great, like, and I don't feel great? it's interesting to try to weigh that back and forth in your mind, but I know it's a battle that almost everyone deals with. Um, what a lovely and very needed message. I think this will be a really beautiful campaign. We all have our loud demons that sometimes scream so much that we can't hear the fairies. Oh, that tried to sing the beautiful songs. Sorry for being a little poetic. I love it. Be poetic. I think, honestly, I think captions like that, being poetic about it, writing it out. Oh my gosh, I think the movers are here to pick up some of the furniture. So don't mind if it gets really loud in a second. Luna's going to start barking. Things are going to start moving. But we're going to keep talking for a little bit longer because this is so good. It's used as a weapon against people in a hurtful way. Yeah, we all have inner gold screaming to come out. It's so nice to remember, to be reminded to look. Yeah. Inner gold was the first video I posted where I knew it wasn't perfect or even close, and I just was out of time, but I posted it anyway to Facebook friends as well. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of support that resulted from it. Jim, that's amazing. And the interesting thing, and I'll share, I haven't shared this yet with anyone, so I thought that'd be a cool thing to share here, is so my album Duality, it's basically, about it's about the fact that we have conflicting sides of ourselves. Sometimes we feel so confident and strong, other times we feel so weak and scared. And it's like, I'm the same person. How can I have both these things inside of me? And I wanted this album to be about like accepting all the different pieces of yourself, choosing which ones you want to make stronger and which ones you want to try to forgive. All the pieces of ourselves come from experience. They make us who we are, and we should never demonize any part of ourselves because she's part of me, even the scared version, even the version of me that's selfish sometimes, like she's still a part of me. And being able to say, hey, we're going to forgive this part of me, or we're going to try to honor and grow this part of me. I think that's what I wanted the album message to be about, accepting and loving all the different pieces of yourself, even though they're so conflicting. But also, even in the music style, I kind of made two different sides to the album, and half the album is super cinematic with this like dramatic sound like Eye of the Untold Her, and then the other half of the album is very like kind of fresh and new and modern, like Inner Gold. And the fun thing about it though is both sides of the album, the songs pair up. And so Eye of the Untold Her, its pair song is actually Inner Gold. They're both written about the same thing, but from a totally different musical perspective. Eye of the Untold Her was written about trusting your inner gut. No matter what anybody else on the outside tells you, like no matter what the world tells you about yourself, like believe what your inner eye, your inner voice says. Then Inner Gold is all about the same thing. Like don't listen to the drumbeat of the world. Don't listen to what everybody tells you. Like trust your inner gold. So they're both written about the same thing, which is really fun. And so any of the feelings or the ideas that Eye of the Untold Her made you feel, those relate to this song too. It's just a different musical approach. But that might help you dig into the album a little bit more once it's out, to kind of find the pair of songs and be like, oh my gosh, this does make me feel that. Oh, so does this one, but in a completely different way. Like Eye of the Untold Her to me feels a little bit more like the fighter, the earlier version of myself that was like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna fight. And Inner Gold is a little bit more almost the mature version of myself that's like, oh, like I'm still gonna listen to this. I need to remind myself constantly to listen to this. It's a little bit more the at peace version of myself. But it's still about the same thing. Anyways, so yeah, I cannot wait to see what you guys share again, because I think the world needs more positivity. The world needs this message, because like I said, it was so cool to see how many people resonated with just me talking about aging, and how many women were like, thank you for sharing this. And so I cannot wait to see what you guys share, whether you talk, whether you write something poetic, whether you put a quote, whether you share your personal story. I can't wait. Sorry, I think the movers are coming in. Luna's about to bark. Luna, come here. Come here, baby. Hi. Luna, come here. Come here. Luna, this is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Life. Hey, how are you doing? You're here to move stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up a little meeting, but feel free to start taking stuff out. All right. Hi. Let me grab this little creature. You're good. You're good. Okay. So, so yeah. Yeah, I should. Thank you, Holly. I should ask everybody what they think of. And tell me, what's your inner gold, sir, while you're moving that couch? Um, but yeah, this is really cool to see all of your guys' thoughts. I loved seeing, you know, literally some of the things you guys like posted in the chat about like, you know, being bullied, or like from Rafi or Lenka with her poetry, or like, you know, Night talking about your journey with learning about mental health. Like, I'm like, these are perfect things. And I think just say whatever speaks to you. That's what's going to be authentic. That's what's going to ring true. I'm finally working to believe I have inner value as a person. And that's a beautiful place to start. That's a I think you'll be shocked as you go on this journey and as you keep working on it, what it brings to you. Inner gold is definitely an uplifting for a single person. It made me see some of the things about myself, be positive, light, my self-worth being one. But the best part has been that I used to share it with others. Oh, I love this. Do you need me to move over there?
Oh, yeah, because this is very loud.
Okay, yeah, I'll just No, I'm sorry. I'm totally in your way. So I will just scoot over here. That's Luna. Come here, Luna. Come here. Okay. Andy, she's not gonna bite anyone. It was really funny. So I've been in a rental while I was, you know, kind of in between places. And so the rental was already furnished, which was really nice. But it's funny because I think Luna thought all of this furniture was hers, like the couch. She's like, that's my couch, that's my chair, that's my bed. And so when people came in and started taking stuff, she was just like, wait, no, but she was not happy about it. Luna is working on her inner gold. Yes. Um, house tour just after the last minute. Right? Okay, I'm going through a journey myself and excited for this album to come out, and I'm excited to relate to them. Thank you, Kit Kat. Wait, do we get a house tour now that it's empty? It's almost empty, yeah. Let's see. Actually, be moving back to New York this year. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, that's exciting. That is really loud. Okay, so I wonder if I come over here. No, it doesn't really help at all. Okay. I think that's the idea I was the most excited about. But I also liked this one where I just screen recorded on my phone. So I screen recorded on Instagram stories, and I just went through filters and filmed, you know, switched through all the different filters, and then I ended on just my face with no filters. I don't know. I really liked that one. I thought it was really nice because we all get so used to seeing ourselves and everybody else through their filters. So I thought it was just, and it was really easy. I literally went to Instagram stories. I pressed screen record on my phone, and then I just swiped through like some of the pretty filters. And so I thought that was a really cool one. And then just ending on like, you know, I'm accepting myself. And, you know, I put a little bit of a personal post in it, but you know, just talk about how personally I've made the goal to not use filters. That's a personal goal. I don't judge anybody who uses filters. And I did it more for myself. So like, you don't have to say anything about that, but Lenka, that's a good one. I tried filters once. They're a bit scary, but also really good idea too. Yeah, so just showing like, because everybody uses filters, and it's just like we're presenting something to the world that's not real. And so I think, oh, I'm not saying you should try filters. I'm actually saying the opposite. I mean, not saying you shouldn't use filters, but the point of the video was showing that filters can be deceiving, and kind of, I think they can be kind of dangerous. And so the point of the video was like showing myself with all these beauty filters, but then ending with me as just me, and showing like, I'm going to choose to love myself just as me and not feel like I have to hide it. That your true inner gold comes from you, not from the filters. Thank you, Lacey. That's a perfect way to say it. So yeah, and I think that's a perfect caption. My inner gold, or like, or I'm enough even without the filters, Um, and then, inner gold. I don't know. I think that one would be really, I would love to see other people do that. And maybe even it would inspire other people outside of our community to either be more open and share about their struggles, or, you know, be brave enough to show themselves without filters. Cause some people get so used to filters that they get scared to be, show their real self. But I love what Lacey said, that your true inner gold comes from you, not from filters. Stephanie says, being more open and out there with my own music was a struggle for a while. The inner critic spoke loud and I didn't feel good enough. That's really good. That's really powerful. And I think so many people can relate to that, if you share a story like that. Um, And Jacob Kelly saying this is going to be a bit of a challenge personally, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And I never want you guys to do anything that you're not comfortable with. This is me just sharing some of my ideas. You're always welcome, of course, to do whatever resonates with you. And if it's something that you're like, I don't feel like I'm in a place right now where I'm ready to share that, that's totally fine. Like there was a long time where I wasn't comfortable sharing yet about some of my struggles. Like you have to be okay first with the process before you share. Like you don't want to ever overshare. So please don't share anything that you're not feeling really comfortable about sharing. I never want that to happen. Can I just say how I'm reading Lenka's comment? Can I just say how awesome it is to be chatting with you like this? I still cannot get over it. Sorry, I'm a distraction. And I think inner gold might be a similar topic to I've Untold Her, like things that we love doing, our favorite hobbies and so on. Yeah, no, you can totally take a similar approach to like the kind of things that you did with I've Untold Her. Oh, I do, Rafi, I do love the dog filter. Oh, I'm working on my second children's book, self-published and written for my kids. And this has been a great motivator. It's scary putting something you love out there into the world, and I'm introverted. So I have to push myself even harder. Yeah, I love that. And I think sharing that, like that, hey, part of my inner goal right now is being brave and realizing that I do have something to offer. Masking to fit in to be exhausting. Being brave enough to follow and let my inner gold shine is an ongoing journey inspired by Lindsay Stein. Oh, thank you. I love that. I love those first two sentences though. The being brave enough to follow my inner gold and shine is an ongoing journey. Masking to fit in is exhausting. That's really, really cool. Well, it sounds like shadow work, and that's never easy, but worth it in the end. Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's about facing maybe the parts of yourself that you're like, oh, I didn't realize I was a little bit afraid of that. I didn't realize that that's a part of me that's maybe a little bit dark. We all have it, and facing it. But again, I just want to reiterate that like I don't want you to share anything that is too uncomfortable. Like a little uncomfort is good, but like you should be in a place, if you share something, you should be in a place with it that it feels empowering, even if it's scary. And also, you have to realize that you can't control what people say on the internet. So you have to be good enough with the thing you're posting that even if the reaction isn't what you hope, you'll be okay. Luna, come here. You need to come here. Oh, okay. Um, she, it's fine. She's just chasing a chair. I'm sorry that is so loud. Can you guys even hear me? I thought of buying some of your makeup and letting my daughter do a makeup tutorial. How cute. Um, thanks, Lacey. Thanks, guys. Oh, you don't hear anything else? They're wrapping a couch with like saran wrap, and it is so loud over here. So yeah, I guess this is filtering it really well. That's good to know. And okay, so yeah, I love and I think that I have the Untold Her. The ideas I thought of for you guys were a little bit overcomplicated. And, like I brought all these ideas that had like editing and stuff like that. And I think that I'm excited about these ideas because they're a little bit simpler in terms of the execution, but they're a little bit harder in terms of the depth and content. So yeah. Okay, discomfort is definitely part of the journey to find oneself inner gold, but I agree with you. It shouldn't be really painful. Yeah. Yeah. And I like, thank you, Knight, because I know you said you've studied mental health and you know, Brene Brown talks about it all the time. She, you know, that vulnerability is becoming something that's honored in our culture and it's seen as a good thing. And it is a good thing. But when you do it before you're ready, it can be harmful to the person. You know, if I had shared about being anorexic before I was mentally ready for it, that could have been really harmful to my progression. I had to wait till I was in a good place with it, till I understood it myself before I just went and like shared it all over the world, you know? So anyways, that just, it doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out. You just have to be like, I'm comfortable with where I'm at in this journey. I understand where I'm at in this journey. And, you know, so anyways, I just want to reiterate, Luna should have her own mini violin. I used to not want to share that I'm autistic, but as I get older, I become more comfortable with sharing that with people. That's really cool. That is really cool that you've like learned to be like see that as a part of you and that it doesn't have to be just because maybe there's a lot of people that don't necessarily understand it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You know, a lot of the pieces of ourself, it's like sometimes we're just told that we're supposed to be like everybody else. But then it's like, well, what even is normal? Nobody's normal. Everybody's got quirks. Everybody's different. Everybody's got things that make them great and things that make us have to work a little bit harder in life. And so I think it's really cool that you've learned to see that this is just a piece of me, just like you guys have pieces of you, you know? I even auditioned for Love on the Spectrum. That show, I love that show. So beautiful. Like I honestly wish we could all be a little more sincere when I watch that show and a little more honest. So I think like literally all these things you're talking about are so powerful. And I think, you know, and I just want to say, if you decide to like talk about it, like on screen, just make sure that you're loud enough and you put the track volume low enough so we can hear you, you know, hear a little bit of the music, but make sure that we can hear your words. And if you do talk, I'd also recommend using the in-app captions. You don't have to, but in TikTok and in Instagram, you can YouTube or Google how to use captions in there and it's in the app. So, and if I'm not loud enough yet. So yeah, I would also love to hear, are there any other thoughts? Are there any things that you've seen me do? There was also just kind of a fun one I did where I found a bunch of things that made me like that were from my life that were golden. And I said, the more you discover your inner gold, the more you'll notice it all around you, which I think is a beautiful idea of life in general. Like the more you have gratitude, the more you'll see good, the more you focus on your inner gold and your own magic, the more you're going to see. And so I just took a bunch of clips of my life that made me feel either there was gold in the image, like actual gold, or they were just like happy moments filled with like warm light. So that was this one. So yeah, and I just cut it like, and I just did that one in the app. You know, I just put a bunch of images in and just kind of shortened them up. So Eric, not enough screen time. I've used that clip of him in like several videos because it's so good. I just like randomly stick it in videos. Stephanie says, favorite quote, happiness does not depend on outward things, but on the way we see them. I love that. Yeah. And Jacob says, this topic is so timely. I have so much to share, and I just hope it can help someone else love themselves better. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of this. I know it has been brought up plenty of times in the chat, but when do we get official Sterlingite Pirate at the Party t-shirt? We could make a design. Each country can find their own printer. Oh, yeah. Maybe Benji and Lacey and I can talk about what the best way to go about that would be. So yeah. Love Inner Gold. I'm a trans man and I hope to inspire others to be themselves. That's beautiful. Oh, another idea. I haven't done this yet, but I'm really excited to do it. And I'm just gonna, this is probably the last idea I'll throw out. But I want to do a couple of videos where I just highlight somebody else and I just talk about, you know, who someone I see Inner Gold is this person. And then I'll like show some pictures of them or some little clips of them while I just talk about why I think they have so much gold in them. But yeah, that was an idea that got me excited. And I could just talk like I don't know if you've seen her. There's this woman who is a dancer and she went back and started taking dance classes in her like 50s. And she now like she like trains and she's danced in music videos now. And she's just such an amazing example of like thriving at any age and not letting like, I'm sure that was really scary for her to go back and be in a dance class with a bunch of like young professionals in LA, you know, but she did it. And I just was like, now that is a woman who has Inner Gold. And I mean, we all have it, but she's like showing it. She's proud and she's awesome. Anyway, so I want to do a couple videos where I'm just like, hey, this person over here, they have a lot of Inner Gold and it's made me better by watching them share it. Like, so, and it's inspired me to show my own Inner Gold, you know? I thought that was kind of a fun one. There might be a lot of videos about you. You're so sweet. Oh, Mage says, I've been thinking about going to community college, but I feel like I'm too old at 34. Girl, you are not too old. I remember at BYU, there was like these two older ladies that were like, you know, 50s or 60s. And, you know, they were in some of my classes. And I just remember thinking that was so cool. Like, I wasn't ever like, weird. What is she doing in here? You know, it was like, oh my gosh, this woman is coming here because she really wants to learn. And, you know, anyways, it was really inspiring. So you never know who you'll inspire, but also you're not old. You're 34. So anyways, so yeah, those are kind of my ideas. And if you want, I can kind of write them out and we can post them in there so it could remind you. But I think, you know, doing shout outs about other people. I love the filter one where it shows you going through filters and then being like, hey, like, I don't need a filter to feel like I have value or to feel like I have something, you know, like my Inner Gold is past that, or my Inner Gold comes from being me. Okay. What Lacey said, not what I said. So I like the filter one. You literally just screen record. Oh, I love that. Benji says the person taking the student placement at my job is currently 32. Definitely not too late. And then the other idea I love so much is the one where you guys like either through quotes or through poetic ways or through text, you tell your story of just a way that you have, you know, maybe struggled to see your worth and the way you've really realized where your true Inner Gold comes from, you know, or that you're ready to start finding it or that you have found it. But kind of like the limiting belief and then where you've gotten to is like a cool, you could text it, you could also share it. But also some of the quotes you guys were just like writing out here, they were just beautiful and inspiring about like your perspective on this whole thing. So I think that that's really cool. So yeah, those are some of my biggest ideas. And of course, there's always, if you just kind of want a fun one, you can just use some of the filters on TikTok that like the gold eyes or the gold or silver filter. So yeah, anyways, those are my thoughts. But thank you so much, you guys, for hanging with me today and being so patient as I'm like on moving day. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. I'm like so relieved that I saw Benji's email. So Benji, this was my fault. I didn't hear back from you. And so I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't a good time for everybody. Like maybe we'll have to, you know, plan another day. And then I just saw your email this morning as I was on the freeway and I like got off the freeway, flipped around and like got home, like, or got back to this place like 2 minutes. You know, I was like a few minutes late, but I was like, well, thank heavens I didn't just miss my own meeting that I planned. Like that would have been really bad and embarrassing. And I would have felt so bad for wasting all your time. So anyways, I just really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Benji, for being awesome and arranging this. Thank you, Lacey and Landy. Andy. Thank you, Lacey and Andy, for kind of taking point on this. I mean, Lacey, do you want to come on and say hi at all? Like, I don't know if you've talked at all, or if you're not in the mood for talking, that's fine too. I did just ship you. It'd be AC and Landy, the cute little ship couple. I love you so much, Lacey. You're so funny. The ship has sailed, says Rafi. No, Benji, this was not your fault. I think it was a miscommunication, a bad assumption on my part. And, you know, I should have assumed it was happening rather than being like assuming it wasn't. So, Andy, and if you hadn't showed up, I would have just filled the time talking about my inner mold. That's the Weird Al Yankovic version of the song. I don't think my mic is working, sadly, but I love you, says Lacey. Well, everybody would love to hear from you because we love you too, but totally understand. But yeah, thank you, everybody. I think that's it for me. So anyways, I can't wait to see what you guys share. I think it's going to be something that's really powerful for a lot of people, and it's going to inspire people. So, and as always, make sure to tag the official sound, you know, the one that has the artwork on it, not the unofficial sounds that are floating around. So make sure to tag the official, like, Inner Gold Sound on both Instagram and TikTok. And if you need to find it, just make sure you go to one of my later posts, one of my, you know, last posts that uses the sound. Okay, that's it. Okay, have a blessed day. Right back at you, night. All right, just reading all your last comments. Okay, have a good day, everybody, wherever you are at. Mwah.